Great to see you all out here today, and this is the beginning of a mass build-up of numbers moving forward. So this is a start, and we are going to continually hold rallies fortnightly. It will turn to weekly, and eventually we will be doing them during the week when Parliament is sitting. My message to you and to all Australians: over the next series of months, you are going to be led into a dead-end street by people that are going to be speaking policy and politics and say, vote for me at the next election and I'll fix this. Bullshit. I call bullshit. There is no fixing this in this house behind me or the one in Canberra. The time for politics and policy is over. This is not about race, religion, flags, or individual issues that we have, because there are hundreds of them. And I could ask 100 different people around this country what's their major problem, and there'd be 100 different answers. Okay, there is only one problem, and that is a foreign government that is committing war crimes and crimes against humanity against good Australian people. And it is time that we focus all of our attention not on the semantics of flags, religions, race and all the arguments between each other, and come together as one people with the one common problem, and that is a criminal government. So moving forward, there are other rallies and other things that are going to want to suck you into what I got sucked into in 2022 after I'd just spent a couple of weeks up in Canberra and many days marching the streets in Melbourne in 2021, okay, including the Westgate Bridge, back when we first started. Now, I've been through this. I've lived this and breathed this for the last 3 or 4 years. I've dedicated my life to this cause for a better future for my children, and I have sacrificed everything that I worked for my whole life, for my family's future, to make sure that the money side of things isn't what I need to leave a legacy or behind to my kids. It's a free democracy and a free country. Now, I've been through the whole thing. I have run in 3 elections, right? From someone that was terrified of public speaking before this COVID bullshit came to us. And I stepped out of my comfort zone, and I felt about this big at the first forum that I sat in with 6 other candidates. I wanted the room to open up and swallow me. I was so uncomfortable. I've ran in a federal election in 22. I ran in a state election in 2022, and I ran in a by-election federally for the seat of Dunkley in 2024. I've seen firsthand what the system is, how rigged it is. We've been on the scrutineers tables. There is no political answer to the problems that we face as a nation. We need to recognise that. We are at a fork in the road on the history of this land. And it's a matter of whether you're going to go left and stay in that eternal loop of hopeism, of trying to get somebody into politics that are going to fix all the problems. I can guarantee you, in the system that we have today, nothing will change from the top down. It must be from the ground up by us, the people. We're taking a whole new direction on trying to refocus people away from all the bullshit of what's been going on for the last 2 or 3 weeks, and to focus solely on the source of everyone's problem and tyranny. And tyranny does not discriminate. It is against every race, religion and creed and flag that you may stand under. Flags were never an issue back in 2021 when we marched these streets. We had flags from all over Europe that were the first ones to wake up to what's going on in this country, and that communism was already on their doorstep, because they've lived it. They escaped it and come here for a better life. So there's nothing wrong with showing who you are, where you come from. The argument's not about flags, it's about people. And a flag, in my opinion, does not define a nation. It's its people that define a nation. And the back of our Anzacs who sacrificed everything for us. And we have slept our way into where we are. We've acquiesced our way into being slaves to the system and under a corporate government, when there are actually 4 levels of government, and most people only know of 3. And the 4th level of government is us, the elector. And the elector actually is the highest level of government, and they've turned this tree upside down and put us at the bottom, and they stomp on us day after day, and they breach our trust every single day. And in fact, I cannot wait until we actually turn this ship around, because these charges are going to come for these people for the treasonous behaviour, the selling out of our ports, our electricity, the selling of our water, our assets, our mining. We should not be paying tax in this country. And when we get this country back to be run by the people, for the people, we will not be paying tax, and all of those mining magnates will be handing back their fraudulent contracts that this government's over years and years have gifted them. And like I said before, there is no political answer to this. So get that out of your mind. Do not let people suck you in to believing in politics any longer. It's not there. It's not going to happen. Right? It is the criminal element of government that must be our focus. It must be what we educate ourselves around. It must be what we expose, and it must be what we learn about. There are at least 10 serious indictable offences that this government is committing on a daily basis. Okay, so there's no voting, there's no getting into a system that is, in my opinion, racketeering with the courts, the police, the banks, and every other so-called watchdog in this country. They are, in my opinion, an organised crime syndicate enforcing usury and slavery against the Australian people, and it must stop! And it starts here today. And we need to build the numbers. And I don't care if it takes 3 months, 6 months or 9 months. But these rallies and the intent behind them are going to go somewhere that the other rallies didn't. And if we need to withdraw our labour, withdraw our finances, and withdraw everything away from this system, if it needs to be a lockdown, it needs to be a boycott, we need to build that mentality in the people in this country that we've had enough and we're not going to take it any longer. Now, like I said before, it's great to see so many people here today, but this is just a start. We need to build these numbers. We need feet on the street. We have a heap of people that have been onto this for 20, 30 and 40 years. They've been lone soldiers, your Dick Yardleys, your Brian Shaws, your Wayne Glues, and a series of other people. They've done a mountain of work. They've dedicated their life for 30 years without any support. It's about time we picked up the baton and we run with the good work that they've done, and we spread their work throughout the nation. There is only one solution, and it is the masses to demand that this government be stood down and we put in a temporary government, which we are developing. We have plenty of good people in this country that have the integrity and the will and the knowledge to run this country until we can sort this shit out and actually have a true and fair election. Okay? So this is what we're wanting to achieve by starting today, by getting the will of the people, the knowledge in the people, to demand that this government be stood down. Now, we need massive numbers. We need everyone to bring 2 or 3 people next time we have one of these rallies. Now, there are other rallies happening. Save Australia, and a few other ones. There's the anti-fascist rally. There's also, of course, the anti-racist rally. Now, we know as a nation, as a whole, that we are not fascists and we are not racist. We are good people. What we also need to learn is the discernment that shit's going to happen that's going to trigger people. The burning of our flag, people holding up Hamas signs. These are plants, people. Look through the bullshit. They're there deliberately to divide us and having war against each other rather than focusing on the people in there. And that must be the message today that you get out of today, is educate yourself on the criminality of government and the criminality of the court system that protect them, including a suppression order, a 90-year suppression order by the federal government to suppress the names of 28 pedophiles that are at the top level of government and the justice system, the injustice system, and they won't release those names because you're going to lose confidence in your political system. Really? Well, I got news for these Muppets. That confidence was lost 20 years ago. And it's about time that these people that are concealing crimes get held to account. And that's what we will push for, and that's what we will do as a people once we have the numbers and we have the mindset all swimming in the same direction and not being distracted by false flags and burning of flags. Okay, they're stunts to get us to fight each other. It is so simple to see. So anyone that starts to take you on a topic of whinging about a certain policy, just say it doesn't matter. None of the policies matter. It's the people instigating those policies that matter. That's where our attention needs to be. Don't get distracted from that. Don't get distracted by political talk about elections. It's important that we focus on the root of all of our problems, and that is in the building behind me and the building up in Canberra. And until we get that message, until we unite as one people and have the same message and we march in numbers and we put our demands on the table, we're going to keep going round in circles for another 3 years. And I'm not accepting another 3 years of this bullshit. Are you? Okay, so stand with us and bring people to the next rally, and bring it to the rally that has a flyer that says, Australians unite against government corruption. That is the one! Thank you. Oh, one more thing, sorry. 2 seconds. We have a flag here, and as far as all the different flags go, the one that resonates the most with me is the Eureka flag. And on that it says, when injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. We are the resistance! Thank you.
Another big cheer for Darren Bergwerf, ladies and gentlemen.